In just 3 minutes, Xiaomi received over 200,000 pre-orders for its second electric vehicle, the Xiaomi U7. That's not just impressive, it's a signal. A tech company best known for smartphones is now taking on the giants of the EV world, your BYD, Tesla, NIO. But why EVs and why now? In this video, we're going to dive deep into the business logic behind Xiaomi's EV strategy. From its leadership vision to its industry timing, we'll break down what Xiaomi is actually betting on, how they plan to compete, and what this means for the future of Chinese tech. Hello everybody, my name is Toby. Welcome back to Toby's Takeaway, where we talk about China business, tech, and society. Xiaomi is not just a phone company. CEO Lei Jun has made that clear. In fact, he's compared the rise of EVs today to the rise of smartphones in the early 2000s. The global smartphone market is slowing. In China, it's even shrinking. That means limited growth for Xiaomi in its core business. So, where's the next growth curve? Lei Jun sees it in smart mobility, cars that are connected, intelligent, and integrated into the tech ecosystem. And this isn't just a side project. Xiaomi has committed over, get ready for this, $10 billion to its auto division. And built its own factory in Beijing, capable of producing 300,000 cars per year. Xiaomi is stepping into a highly competitive and rapidly evolving market. China is now the world's largest EV market, with over 60% of all global EV sales. The field is dominated by BYD, which makes everything from budget EVs to luxury models, and of course Tesla, the foreign player with serious brand power. But Lei Jun doesn't see them as unbeatable. He believes EVs are becoming more like consumer electronics, a field Xiaomi understands better than anyone. And if you know about Xiaomi's consumer products, you'll know a little bit like Apple, there are, for want of a better word, fanboys. In fact, that's the key insight. This isn't just about building a better car. It's about building a smart device on wheels, and it's part of the bigger Xiaomi family. And as I've just said, those fanboys that have got the phones, have got the smart speakers, well, they're also interested in driving the Xiaomi car as well. Think about it. Xiaomi already controls a massive ecosystem: phones, tablets, smart home devices, wearables. Now imagine a Xiaomi car that can sync instantly with your Xiaomi phone, connect to your smart home before you arrive, offers built-in voice AI, maps, entertainment, payments. You know what this sounds like? This is the Apple strategy, but in overdrive. Remember the rumoured Apple car? Well, Xiaomi have got there first. Xiaomi is not just building EVs, it's expanding its ecosystem into the physical world, just like it did with smart fridges, TVs, and even air purifiers. But unlike other tech companies, Xiaomi controls both the hardware and software, which gives it a real shot at vertical integration in cars too. Xiaomi launched its first EV, the SU7 or the SU7, last year, aimed at premium performance segment, competing with the Tesla Model 3. But the real breakout moment came with the second model, the Xiaomi U7 or YU7, launched just recently. Sleeker, more affordable, and backed by Xiaomi's full product ecosystem. The U7 generated over 200,000 orders in just 3 minutes. And that tells us something important. There's demand for a Xiaomi car, and more importantly, consumer trust in its brand. That's a massive business moat, especially in a crowded EV field where many startups burn cash just to get attention. Here's where it gets interesting from a business perspective. Xiaomi isn't betting on selling cars alone. It's betting on locking users into its ecosystem, just like Apple did with iMessage, AirPods, and the App Store, and everything that comes from that. The EV becomes a gateway into Xiaomi's subscription services, Xiaomi's operating system, Xiaomi's commerce and payment platforms. It's all there. And this is what the Chinese tech circles call 融合, so fusion. A car is no longer just a car. It's a platform, a node in a larger system of hardware, software, and data. Let's cut to the chase. Is it profitable? Xiaomi invested heavily, around 10 billion renminbi, 1.4 billion USD, to build its own EV infrastructure. And in 2024, its EV division generated nearly 33 billion RMB, some $5 billion in revenue, and achieved a gross margin around 18 to 20%, which is actually better than Tesla's early margin figures. But, and there is a big but profitability remains elusive. You know, the brand posted, I think it was a 6.2 billion RMB loss in 2024. And if you work that out by car, that's about a 45,000 renminbi loss per vehicle. But that dropped to just 6,500 loss renminbi per car in the first quarter of 2025. So things are looking up a lot. Management believes the break-even point is near. Ladron being the CEO, Ladron expects the EV arm to hit profitability in just the second half of 2025. But analysts at Goldman Sachs even model profits by 2026. And get this, they're projecting unit sales of some 655,000. But there's another risk. You know, safety concerns. Let me give two examples. In March 2025, a SU7, the SU7, using its Navigate on autopilot, crashed into a divider and burst into flames, killing 3 students. That was huge news here in China. And then in April, another crash involved an SU7 that caught fire after hitting a scooter. These incidents triggered a 26% dip in Xiaomi's stock. And regulators even warned automakers against overselling driver assist technology at the Shanghai Auto Show. You know, why did the stock price go down so sharply? How did these things happen? Well, welcome to the world of social media. You know, one instant, everybody knows about it in minutes. And these factors really do dent consumer trust, especially, as I've just said, in the age of social media, where one viral video can undo months of brand building. You know, critics are already questioning Xiaomi's car credentials. You know, the question has always been, or is, what does a phone company know about making, this is really important, safe, durable automobiles? But you know what? I want to share a story with you. Do you guys remember when Xiaomi started making TVs? So back then, skeptics asked the same thing. What does a phone company know about making TVs? Well, let's fast forward to today, and Xiaomi TVs are found in homes, certainly all over China, and I think all over the world. And what are they prized for? They're prized for their high quality, low cost strategy. That is how Xiaomi got into the TV market. And the bottom line is, Xiaomi is basically executing its TV playbook in the EV space, starting from digital dominance, expanding with cost-effective hardware, and now leveraging scale to narrow losses. You know what? If it can maintain quality and safety, it's so important, obviously, the profitability trajectory does look promising. If any tech company in China can make this leap, it's Xiaomi. They have the deep supply chain experience. They have the strong hardware engineering, and perhaps most importantly, a loyal, price-sensitive user base. If Xiaomi pulls this off, it doesn't just become an EV player, it becomes a template for the next phase of Chinese tech expansion. Guys, if you found this breakdown helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more China business deep dives from tech giants to tea startups. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I am Toby, of course, and this has been Toby's Takeaway. See you in the next video. 谢谢，再见，拜拜。